and those two witnesses involved, all are equal. The person who gives interest is cursed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The one who takes interest, the one who records it, is cursed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also the two witnesses, even they are cursed, for all are equal. Hope that answers the question.
Hello. Yeah. In order to prevent myself from taking interest, why don't I invest in a current account that does not involve any interest? So how is that different from an Islamic account?
Before the question, that what is the difference between the current account of a modern bank and a current account of an Islamic bank? You can't invest your money in current account because current account does not have any returns. You can keep your money in current account for safekeeping. There's no problem. Islamically wise, if you keep your money in the current account of a modern bank, directly it is not prohibited since it does not deal with interest. But logically, I can give you several reasons why keeping your money in the current account of Islamic bank is more beneficial than a current account of a modern bank. Firstly, though there is no return in the current account of a modern bank or Islamic bank, there's no returns, no profit, no interest involved, but still, the money that you keep in the modern bank can be utilized for projects which are harmful for society. For example, making gambling dens or making alcohol factories, all such projects. So in short, you are helping the bank to make the society more bad. If you keep your money in the Islamic current account of Islamic bank, not a single project will be financed which is harmful to the society. All the projects that they finance are permitted by Sharia. So Muslim will be satisfied. But non-Muslim, he is not bothered with society. He's saying, I care a hand of society that goes to the dog. I'm only bothered about the safety of my money. So what's the difference? Keeping the money in Islamic bank, modern bank. Just in case, if you keep your money in a modern bank, and if the bank goes bankrupt, according to the laws of the modern bank, the creditors of the bank get their money first. The depositors get later on. By the time the creditors are paid whatever is due to them, the money is exhausted. So if you keep your money in a modern bank, and if the bank goes bankrupt, there are high chances you will not get your money back. But if you keep your money in Islamic bank, according to the Islamic Sharia law, the depositors get their money first. So if you keep your money in an Islamic bank, and even if God forbid that bank goes bankrupt, you will get your money back. Hope that answers the question. So even economically wise, keeping in the current account of a Islamic bank is more safer as compared to keeping in the current account of a modern bank. Hope that answers the question.
The next question from the ladies' side.
Isn't the service charge taken by the Islamic bank similar to the interest charged by the modern bank? Is it in the same concept with the change of words to attract the Muslims?
Sister posed the question that isn't the service charge taken by the Islamic bank the same as the interest charged by the modern bank, with the change of word just to attract the Muslims as a bait? Theoretically, if you analyze the interest charged today by the modern bank, it is about 11%, it's about 14% to 15%. It varies, depends upon a project, 14 to 18%, sometimes it's 20%. If you want a loan, a particular loan for a particular project, etc., and if you go to Islamic bank has a service charge. Take for example the service charge charged by the Barakat investment. So the Baytun Nasar, the Barakat investment and Baytun Nasar, it is varying from 8% to 15%. It varies 8 to 15%, but in the past few years it is somewhat similar to 14%. So even if you agree that 16% interest charged by the modern bank is somewhat similar to the 14% charged by the Islamic bank as service charge. It's one and the same, 19-20 ka farak hai. Difference of just a few percentage here and there. But the basic concept is the same. It is same as interest, only a change of words. First you have to analyze that the service charge charged by the Islamic Financial Institute is based on the profit and loss which the Islamic bank has. It's not based on interest. In the modern bank, the interest rate is fixed. If it is 16, it will remain 16. In the Islamic bank, the service charge that they take is based on the profit and loss of the full year of that particular company or that institute. And say for example, the profit and loss, it comes to approximately 13% or 14%. So initially they charge 14%. At the end of the year, they actually calculate the amount of loss and profit in which they have gone. And based on that, the last monthly installment is given. If instead of 14%, if they're supposed to be 15%, the last installment will be very big. If instead of 14%, they're supposed to be 12%, the last installment will be negligible. It fluctuates. But one thing we should realize, that if suppose today, the Islamic concept of banking is not very famous. Suppose only 2 people come every day to the Islamic bank for taking loan. So whatever money is deposited in saving account, etc., and in different account by the depositors, they are given as loan to you. In that bank, 10 people are working. So but natural, service charge that they charge you will be depending upon the profit which they are giving to the savings account plus the administration cost of the 10 people which are working in the bank. So if only 2 people come every day to that bank, the 10 people's salary will be divided between the 2 people. But suppose tomorrow the system gets famous and instead of 2 people, 100 people come to the bank. The staff will only have to be increased say by twice. Instead of 10, they'll have to give 20 staff. So the salary of 20 people will be divided into 100 people. The service charge will go down. So if more people have faith in the Islamic system of banking, but natural service charge will come down, and they're trying the level best to bring it to as low as 8 to 9%, which they will. But one thing we should realize, that if you analyze, if you keep in a fixed deposit account in an Islamic investment company, say the Barakat investment, no investment today in India is a full-fledged Islamic bank, because the RBI does not give it permission to function as a bank. They can only function as an investment financial institute. They can't issue checks. The RBI does not give it permission. Whatever little bit Islamic banks are following, the Islamic investment, for example, the Barakat investment, if you put your money in the system of Musharaka or Mudareba, fixed deposits, they give you a return of between 16 to 20%. And the cost show us that once they give 16, once they give 17.5, once they give 19. Say for example, Barakat investment gave 19% profit. The service charge that the bank is charging you if you take a loan from Baitul Nasr, which is the sister concern of Barakat investment, they are only charging you 14%. So if you are clever, what you can do, you can keep your 1 lakh rupees invested in Barakat investment. Get 19,000 rupees out of 1 lakh rupees. Fine? And same time, since you want that 1 lakh rupees back, you can now take a loan from Baitul Nasr on the deposit which you have of 1 lakh rupees and pay only 14% of service charge. So indirectly, when you keep your 1 lakh rupees, you are getting a return of 19,000 rupees. That same 1 lakh can also obtain on the same day from Baitul Nasr. And you're paying only 14%, 14,000. At the end of year, without involving a little bit risk also, you're making a profit of 5,000 rupees. But they see to it that people don't try and fool. But if you analyze, the profit that you get from the Barakat investment is 19%. The service charge is 14%. It's not related at all. In the modern bank, it is related. It is directly related. That the interest which the bank pays on